To the gridiron, Cam Ward and the Titans had a dress rehearsal against the Super Bowl champs. Well, Cam Ward certainly trying to prove himself this year. Early first quarter, Titans down 7-0. Ward looks for Carnell Tate downfield and got his man beat, but he couldn't haul that one in. That's a tough drop.
Oh, hit him in a bad spot, both hands.
Yeah, Tate's still looking for his first NFL reception, by the way. So next play, Ward. This time, he does locate Tony Pollard, who sprints for 33 yards. Call him a gardener because all he sees is green grass. Titans, they get the first down, but within the drive with a field goal. So early second quarter now. Ward escapes the pocket. He's looking, and sends this one over to Gunnar Helm, who he finds in stride on the run. However, look at this. Catch ruled incomplete. You got to get both feet in.
Oh,
yeah, it's brutal.
Okay.
Brutal. Helm steps out of bounds. Ward finishes day 8 of 12 with 69 yards as the Titans. They win 19-16. Well, as for another 2025 first-round pick, the Raiders, well, they've got question marks surrounding running back Ashton Genty's status to open the season. He was helped off the field on Sunday in what is believed to be a sprained ankle. He reportedly dove for a catch and landed awkwardly as he's unable to put pressure on his right leg. According to reports, it's not believed, though, to be a long-term issue.
Kickoff is soon. NFL on the way. Going to put a bow on week 2 of the preseason. Do the Jets actually have an exciting offense? Question mark. Dan Graziano joining us with a special overreaction Monday. That's coming up. And don't forget to tune in to
I don't even know what to say. I wondered why Lane Kiffin reached out a week ago. Now I know. I didn't know. Now I know. I didn't call him back. Now I guess I should have.
Well, if Todd Monken didn't have enough to talk about with the Browns QB battle, add this to the headlines coming out of Cleveland. The Browns waive former Ole Miss tight end Dae'Quan Wright, and what makes it newsworthy is that Wright has agreed to play for LSU in 2026. His agents told Adam Schefter that would reunite him with his former head coach Lane Kiffin and would make him the first player to return to college after signing an undrafted free agent NFL contract. Pete Thamel, can you explain this more for us, please?
For a handful of years now, the SEC has barred players from transferring from one conference institution to another. Dae'Quan Wright would seemingly fall under this bylaw. As of Friday, no one was quite certain if the ruling of in-state court in Louisiana allowed the SEC to enforce the bylaw or if the ruling encompassed it. So that determination will likely be made in the next few days. Don't expect the SEC to do anything until Wright officially clears waivers, officially signs with LSU, and the steps in the process move forward. There's been discussions now for more than a week with the SEC, with SEC presidents, athletic directors, and members about whether or not this bylaw should be enforced. Coincidentally, SEC ADs and presidents are meeting this week. This topic will surely come up, and as usual, it will be a hot one.
It's going to come up right now with college football analyst Paul Feinbaum joining the program. Paul, great to see you. What's your reaction to the story we just heard?
Yeah, Gary, put all the law books away, the professors. This can simply be summed up in 2 words: Lane Kiffin. Even though that's not really the answer, that's who everyone should blame, because only Lane Kiffin can shatter every single norm in college football history. I won't go back to last year, but everybody knows what happened. This is a confusing, complex situation, as Pete said, but the idea that somebody would want to walk off an NFL franchise, even the Cleveland Browns, I know that's the bottom of the barrel. To go back to college is simply indescribable. Every norm has been shattered. I am out of words, but here we go again in college football.
Quick follow-up, Paul. Do you like a player's ability to be able to do that, be in an NFL camp and then not make the team, not like the situation, and then become then a college athlete again?
It's outrageous. And the SEC has a rule that you can't go. It's too long to explain. But I'm really interested in what the SEC has to say about this, Gary. They have been stone quiet because they know the legal quagmires that are ahead here, but they still should do something and do something quickly.
Okay, we'll stay in the SEC. Keelan Russell actually named the starting quarterback for Alabama over the weekend. What can we expect from Russell and the Crimson Tide this season?
Now, if you're an Alabama fan in Tuscaloosa, you're expecting championships because this is your guy. This is the best quarterback per rating that has ever gone to Alabama. I need to remind the audience that Joe Namath and Bart Starr and Tua Tagovailoa and Bryce Young, yes, you've heard of all of them. But Keelan Russell, on paper, looks fantastic. It shows that Kalen DeBoer is going to quit playing around, quit playing games. Austin Mack had come with him from Washington 3 or 4 years ago. Keelan Russell will struggle early on, but Alabama has a smooth path. They should be 5-0 going into the Georgia game in October, and Alabama fans have not been happier in a while about this particular thing.
Okay, yeah, Alabama opens the season at home versus East Carolina, that on September 5th. Another quarterback ready to go this weekend, Billy Edwards Jr. for North Carolina. He will be the starter for Bill Belichick's Tar Heels. How can Edwards and North Carolina turn this thing around after going 4-8 last year?
Well, Edwards needs to stay healthy, but he has an advantage they didn't have last year, and that's Bobby Petrino. Remember, the coach who's been everywhere in the NFL and in college football is now the coordinator for Bill Belichick. I still don't think Edwards is going to be enough, though. The schedule is insanely brutal, starting this weekend with TCU. There are so many landmines, and I think a 500 record for Edwards and Belichick would be considered okay. I'm not sure they're going to get there.
We're going to get our answer soon. UNC opens the college football season this Saturday in Ireland versus TCU, noon Eastern on ESPN. Paul Feinbaum, nobody better than you. Thank you, sir.
Well, from college to the pros, like we're used to seeing. Cam and the Titans, they had a dress rehearsal against the Super Bowl champ Seattle Seahawks. And, well, Cam Ward, opportunity to prove himself yet again early first quarter. Titans down 7-0. And Ward looks for Carnell Tate downfield and just kind of right in the breadbasket.
Hit him in the bad spot, both hands?
Yeah. He had his man beat too, but Tate can't haul it in. Still looking for his first NFL reception. Next play, Ward does find, though, Tony Pollard, the vet. Call him a Gardner. That's green grass ahead of him. 33 yards. Titans get the first down, but that drive, it would end in a field goal. So now early second quarter, we take you. Ward, under pressure, escapes the pocket. He's looking on the run. Can he find somebody? The answer is yes. He finds Gunnar Helm in stride. However, take a look at this. The catch ruled incomplete. Helm steps out of bounds. That's wide receiver rule number 1. Keep your feet in bounds. Nonetheless, Ward going 8 of 12, 69 yards.
Cleveland Browns head coach Todd Monken saying he will name his team starting quarterback today. Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders each took a turn starting a preseason game. The last impressions, Sanders had the upper hand, 9 of 11 for a score, did have an interception. Watson taking issue after his performance in the game, being booed by the home crowd, his first game since October 2024. Get the strings out. ESPN NFL insider Dan Graziano joining the program. Week 2 of the preseason in the books. Time for Overreaction Monday. Graz, let's get to it. Deshaun Watson blew his chance to be the Browns starting quarterback. Is that an overreaction or not an overreaction?
I think it's an overreaction. I don't believe, Gary, that the Browns are going to make this decision based on the press conference or necessarily just his performance on Saturday's game. They may well choose Shedeur Sanders, but I believe Deshaun Watson is still a factor and likely the favorite to come out of this competition based on everything that's happened throughout the offseason. It's certainly, if he didn't blow it, it's certainly not for lack of trying in terms of the press conference, but I don't think the Browns are going to say, oh, well, we can't run this guy out there because our fans don't want him. Besides, their first 2 games are on the road.
Sure, we're going to get that decision today. Tom Monken says he anticipates making that decision between Watson and Sanders for the starting job.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to stay in the AFC, if you don't mind, Graz. There's a fan base that is dying for some excitement. I'm talking about the Jets. So overreaction or no, the Jets will have an exciting offense this year.
I think it's possible, Kiana, that they will. I don't think that's an overreaction. Geno Smith played poorly last year in Las Vegas and is certainly not, anybody's perfect solution. But talking to people around the league this offseason, they felt like that Las Vegas offense last year didn't really put Geno in position to succeed. So you look at Garrett Wilson, you look at Adonai Mitchell, who they really think has had a strong offseason. Breece Hall, once he gets back from his injury, they've got weapons on offense around Geno Smith. I think there are a lot of question marks about this Jets team, but they've invested in the offensive line. They've got guys for Geno to throw to. If he bounces back to his Seattle form, it could actually be a fun offense to watch.
I want an overreaction and ask them to be going to the playoffs, but we'll talk about that another time.
Going to the playoffs. Yana, a bold
We'll save that for when they start 2-0. Yeah.
Hey, let's get to the NFC, Graz. Washington's offensive line issues will sink their season. Overreaction or not an overreaction?
I don't think that's an overreaction. I mean, they have a season-ending injury at left tackle. They're dealing with an injury at the center spot. The two most important spots on the offensive line are major question marks right now for Washington. Their stated goal for this offseason was to put a group around Jaden Daniels that asked him to be Superman a little bit less often than he was his rookie year. You're dealing with offensive line questions already. There are questions about the depth behind those injured guys. It's the kind of thing that could end up sinking Washington's season in an NFC East where we expect the Cowboys to be improved and the Eagles to still be good, and probably the Giants to be improved.
Yeah, something like that was the NFC West last year. We know these are three good teams in that division, and we know the 49ers dealing with some injuries already. De'Quan Wright will be the 49ers' leading receiver this year. Is that an overreaction or no?
It's not an overreaction. They brought in Mike Evans, but Mike Evans is a guy who's an older veteran who has missed time in recent years. George Kittle is coming back, the tight end George Kittle coming back from a significant injury. Stribling is a player that has lit up training camp. The players that you talk to with the 49ers rave about him. Trent Williams, their left tackle, told me it reminds him of Jawan Jennings, the former 49ers receiver who's now in Minnesota, except with 4.3 speed. They're impressed with his route running, his ability to pick up the offense. I would not be surprised at all if De'Quan Stribling played a major role and ended up leading the team's receivers in catches as a rookie.
The weapons are all there as long as they all, or most of them can stay healthy, can stay on the field and productive. Always productive. Dan Graziano on an Overreaction Monday. He's next on Get Up. From that first Monday night football game right here on ESPN, let's take a look back at some of the more memorable moments, more memorable games from the 2025 Monday Night Football slate. This one early, week 2, Bucks, Texans, Tampa down 19-14, 2 to go, 4th and 10 for Baker. Feeling dangerous, chunk play, up and over. Baker's an athlete, man, catching some airtime, moving the sticks for the Bucks. A minute left, 2nd and 2, dumping this to Bucky Irving. Making 1 defender miss, 2 defender miss, ping-ponging off the defense, which Houston, at the end of the season, one of the best defenses in the league. Fresh set of downs. Rashad White punches it in. Mayfield leads a game-winning 4th quarter drive as Tampa gets the early season win on the road in Houston, 20-19.
Well, how about Chiefs taking on the Jaguars week 5, 30 seconds left in the game, Jags down 4. Trevor Lawrence, I remember this, gets tripped up, gets back up, runs this one in for a touchdown. Never gives up on the play, but take a look at this. He gets stepped on. Here's Lawrence on his thoughts during this play, going down and still getting the score.
Just panic, sheer panic on the ground.
Or sheer panic,
Same.
I'm sure Jags fans were panicking too. But it sounds like a lesson in life. If you fall down, you get up and you finish the play. Lawrence scores a touchdown on the broken play. The Jags, they'd win 31-28. Motivation Monday.
17, Rams, Falcons. The Falcons weren't supposed to win this game against a Rams team who was on their way to the playoffs. Bijan Robinson didn't care about that. 93 yards to the crib. The longest touchdown in Falcons history. Put the Falcons up 21-0 at the break. So this vaunted Rams offense, goose egg in the first half. Bijan had 195 yards rushing.
I probably played him in fantasy that week too.
Ridiculous. If you did, I'm sorry. Zane Gonzalez gets his kick blocked by Jared Verse. Throws the deuces, 76 yards, took it back like it didn't fit. Matthew Stafford finding Puka Nacua. Puka Doncic punches this in. This was a game that Stafford had 3 interceptions and Devontae Adams didn't play. We're tied at 24. Falcons, 3rd and 1. Bijan Robinson falling forward, gets the first down. Atlanta, at this point in the season, was trying to stretch to a 3-game win streak. They would. They did. 51-yard attempt. Got it. The Falcons beat the Rams 27-24. They ended the season on a high note, did the Falcons, 4 straight wins.